Hi all my viewers, how are you? I hope you must be aware that we have started with management concepts now. So the first video has already been published, was about management and its functions, right? So we had some MCQs for BBA and MBA students as well, and hope you enjoyed the video. Now this is the first video, and in the first video there are three parts as I mentioned earlier as well. So we're gonna be now starting the second part, which is changing businesses by 2030. So this is very important here. Because it is not only that we innovate and we know what are the needs of the consumer, because consumer needs are now growing very fast, and they want new technologies, new gadgets, and whether your company is fully equipped to provide them and that too, not only that you innovate fast, you also need to have your people and systems who also would need to change, and the old traditional ways may not exist anymore now. So this particular topic here, that how businesses also will change by 2030, is very important for you to know. It is not only that we can think in one perspective that we need profits and sales. Yes, we definitely, because every company needs profit and sales, and that is the paramount objective of any firm. However, we need to understand that it is equally important that how businesses will change by 2030, whether your company is equally equipped to make those changes so that they are able to bring in that sales, and they are able to satisfy not only consumer needs but also delight the consumers. So whether your people, whether your systems, and whether your processes are equipped to bring about that change is equally important, right? So now let's go further. Now I'll start and let you know. So there are 6 ways businesses will change by 2030. Change is permanent and continuous. This is the law of nature. So COVID was an answer to nature's fury, to sublime and to be simple, right? I feel 2021 will teach us this. This is actually what I mentioned here, especially because I feel that this year would be more of simplicity, and we will be sublime with the nature, right? That's very important, because we practically learn these things. So this also applies for your businesses. Here in businesses, doesn't mean that businesses have to be simple. The complexities are increasing in the businesses. So herein it means that you have to be in harmony with the change. Change you will have to bring to your companies. So let's see how. In similar way, businesses are changing, and we will have to accept the change and not react, right? We have to accept the change, and we don't have to react. No, I won't change because I was doing this kind of thing. We will have to learn not only computers but artificial intelligence, and that too maybe to some extent irrespective of your age and experience and tenure. So this says these changes are: first, we working will eliminate middle management. So this means organizations will therefore gravitate towards a new work philosophy called we working. The philosophy involves designing small and flexible teams in response to fluctuating workloads, shrinking time frames, because now the geographies are your company is not limited to one particular area. It is an MNC, or maybe you are thinking to do business globally, so the time frames are shrinking as well. And intense flurries of information exchange and coordination, right? These 3 things are important. We working will encourage businesses to create small, autonomous and high performing teams that form, this is important, small, autonomous, high performing teams that form, converge, act and dismantle as assignments change. This is going to be the work culture. Then the second point is constant upskilling and digital dexterity will outweigh tenure and experience. That is what I was mentioning. By 2030, constant upskilling will be required, and digital dexterity, digital expertise, how you manage the data sciences and data analytics, and how you use your computers to its best, including new softwares which might be customized. So constant upskilling and digital dexterity will outweigh tenure and experience, right? So by 2030, the most high value work will be cognitive in nature, which means a lot of mental effort would be required. Employees will have to apply creativity, critical thinking, and constant digital upskilling to solve complex problems. Right, complexity of the problems will increase. Right, mathematical calculations might be required, analytics would be required, where you need critical thinking. So, and this would be irrespective of your age and tenure. You will have to upgrade yourself, just like you have to upgrade the technology, right? Extreme work choices will blur boundaries, businesses and buddies. That's the third point. Digital businesses built on vast networks and ecosystems will increase the distribution of work across communities of people and across business globally. In this kind of system, where people may, let's move further now. Now we move further. So we just continue that point. In this kind of system where people may not know one another, everyone will be rating each other on trust, competence and ethical behavior, much as people rate buyers and sellers on purchasing platforms. That's gonna be the way, right? So the boundaries would blur, and then geographies would be all across. So it's not will be limited to one particular country. So you may have a buddy who would rate you in some Western country, or a person in the West might be rated by a person in the East. So boundaries would shrink. So now, and anyways, trust, competence and ethical behavior would be something which will be the most important things. Now, smart machines will be our co-workers. That's very important. By 2030, companies will start to increase increase the functions of smart machines, software and apps, and employees will develop personal toolkits with the help of artificial intelligence software and devices that are more accessible to their personal or team-based activities. Right, so that's the use of artificial intelligence. It will be more customized for their own personal teams. So as per the projects and assignments the teams will undertake, so they will make customized artificial intelligence software which will be much more accessible for them. And what's more, they will have the ability to carry their personal workplaces with them using cloud communities, open applications and personal virtual assistants. Right? Extreme digital dexterity will ultimately be the modus operandi of how employees work in 2030. That's the most important. Fifth point here is we will work for purpose and passion and not just money. So by 2030, people will actively seek opportunities to tie their impact and value in their work, mission, purpose and passions. Viewing other posts on social media will motivate people to get more involved and contribute to social innovation and equitability. Right? Quite obvious reasons here. I think I don't need to explain this. Smart companies will make themselves more attractive, not solely by money, but by offering employees an opportunity to have socially meaningful impact through work. So this is something which companies would need to innovate and think of. In case they are able to provide such opportunities for employees, not only big companies, large companies may be able to, but small companies as well, so that employees are much more engaged and they can utilize their passion as well. Now, work-life challenges will reveal a dark side. That's something which I was thinking and which will be there. So, because of the increasing workloads, so work-life challenges will obviously be there because it is now increasing. We need to balance our work and life even today. So by 2030, it is quite evident that as the workload will increase. So let's see what happens here. Work-life challenges will reveal a dark side. Employees working independently or in remote locations will face a dilemma to fuel upskilling and manage better projects. They will take on more work assignments, potentially to a point where they will feel like they are working around the clock, right? Okay. In response, achieving work-life balance will no longer be enough. Employees will have to strive to emphasize life over work. So this is going to be a dilemma, and this situation will happen. So they will have to strive to emphasize life over work, right? Because anyways, you're not a robot, you're a human being. So you will get tired, even mentally you'll get taxed. So what will happen then? CEOs and HR leaders must work together to ensure work-life balance. Work-life balance swings back and forth for each employee as their work distribution, time and life stages change. So these are the 6 important points and how businesses will change by 2030. Now companies have started thinking, the bigger companies, smaller companies will have to adopt, and this change. It is not only that you can just think of profits and sales, which definitely every company thinks, but it is equally important to remain in the market, to make a product which is viable, reliable, and what the technology which the customer demands is also important for you to make that. And for you to make that, your employee systems and process should be equally equipped to provide customer with that. And that is not possible if the employees and systems are not digitally sound. The digital dexterity has to be there. So these changes, these 6 changes, companies will get, and those companies who will adopt to this change will maybe survive better. So that was all here until and you hope you liked it. If you like this video, you can give a like and share it with many of your colleagues and friends and even other businesses, because for India it is important that we need to realize this, that these changes gonna be happening, and better we get equipped to these changes will be far much better for us. Thank you. You all stay fit and keep smiling. Bye.